What is up, guys? My name's Simian. My name is Yen. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? Alright, guys, I want to thank you so much for your patience. I took a couple of days off just because I reached the point of burnout between all my social medias, keeping up with this gaming channel as well, and just trying to deal with life. I got a little burnt out, but we are back, and I cannot wait for you guys to see all the videos I have planned. But we're going to get into today's video and what all these topics are going to be about. We are going to talk about the control update as far as being still broken despite all of Simmer's concerns. We are also going to get into a feature that was temporarily removed, and we're going to get into a couple of speculations, but let's go ahead and start that. So we all know ever since the Growing Together has been announced, The Sims has been going through a lot when it comes down to updates, including announcing a console update for the platform. But many other Simmers found this strange that they waited a couple of days after posting this to the Sims Direct Twitter account. Now, they didn't end up putting the Mac or PC version of the announcement on here, so a lot of Simmers were saying, why just console, why not PC and Mac too? Again, it's just only on the Twitter site, but this all goes back to when the Sims Direct took to Twitter on March 24th, stating that there was a patch for the Sims 4 release on PC and Mac, and as well as console, talking about the loose tooth feature on your child, and basically it was glitching out between both console and PC and Mac, where the skin tones, hairstyles, and clothing were glitching out with the loose tooth feature. So they said as of now they're going to temporarily disable the feature and expect the Sims Direct to keep you updated with anything going on as far as returns. Now, the reason this is such a big deal is because this was a terrible move on their end, as well as just going ahead and putting things already behind paywalls, which was Growing Together because of the new infant update. People already had concerns about what was going on in general, and this all goes back to when the whole Sims 4 console had recently got updated, and again, they're still not fixed. They changed a lot of things when it came down to the way the console functions, and people were just not happy, including a Simmer by the name of Tamarin Nicole 97 said, it just goes to show that no one from the Sims team doesn't actually play the Sims 4 on console. Like, why did they think it was a good idea to change the controls on the console in the first place? It was fine before they didn't. And someone by the name of Rizzo Nation 48 said, currently there's some unknown bug going around on the console for Sims 4 where it will freeze the whole game. You can click the pause menu but can't even save or exit the game. I currently play on the PS5 and will run okay until it just freezes. Help. Now, a lot of people felt a lot of ways about them completely ignoring the Sims console issue, especially coming after multiple updates with the console and still not addressing the fact that they changed all the joysticks around when it came down to build and buy mode, making it a little bit more complicated. And for those who haven't played it, it's very similar to how you would play on a PC, but the console is just different and it shouldn't be hand on hand. And a lot of people also grew frustration at the fact that they removed a temporary feature when it came down to Growing Together. And I had my 2 cents to say about it over on Twitter, and if you're not following me, I'll link it down below, but it's at the Semien, and a lot of you grew frustrated with some of my opinions. I am going to get into my thoughts and opinions in just a second, but I do want to quickly point out this Simmer that actually tweeted back to me stating by the name of Archangel saying, don't you remember that the Sims 4 Realm of Magic came with new eye colors for the spellcasters and they removed the new eyes because they were glitchy. They were never returned to us despite what we paid for. And guys, I looked this up and it turns out that there was an issue when it came down to Realm of Magic with some of the eyes and what happened. So the whole point of me posting on Twitter was speaking out my thoughts and opinions on how I felt about this. I did mention on the Twitter that, and I said the intentions of The Sims 4 when removing a feature that was in the new EP, it's not about it being removed. I'm aware that they said temporarily. However, there's been a recurring issue with the releasing packs that isn't ready to be released. Like, I get it. Some of you guys are very passionate about The Sims 4, and I myself can say the same, but I would love if for 1 second you put your feelings aside and look at the facts and history on the quality we received regarding each pack. Sims Delivery Express, updates, all that jazz. And with The Sims 4, it's about the principle of constantly receiving incomplete product. There's a level of inconsistency I just can't excuse from a billion-dollar company that is aware of players' wants and feels but continues to ignore them, all for the purpose of quantity over quality. It's giving greed when it comes down to EA, and it's hard to express everything in a limited amount of text because also with each tweet, it can become out of order and promoted to the algorithm in different ways. And I do understand there are passions for the game, and myself I can say the same, y'all. I love the game, which is why I express how I feel all the time. I love y'all's opinions and the passion for the game. Whether you agree or disagree with me, it's always interesting to hear other people's perspectives on the same game, because it goes to show that so many of us play in such different ways. It's a game that we can all relate to. So with that being said, I do feel some type of way about them removing a feature when it came down to coming out with this pack, knowing that it was going to be released. I don't care. People are always saying like, oh, the bugs and glitches happen all the time, but you guys have to look at the consistency in which happens when it comes down to The Sims 4. Now, with all that being said, we are going to move into the next topic, but go ahead and let me know down below how you guys feel about that. I want to talk about infants. A lot of people, ever since the infant update, have been struggling to either have the game work or just been saying that the infants are wild and are just too much. Now, a lot of people are speculating that the toddlers are being too realistic and that the autonomy you just can't turn off, and that they end up disabling all their features just to tend to the infants. Now, in my opinion, I do think it's cool that it's being a little bit more realistic, because this is what we wanted. We were complaining that baby were objects, and now they are actually fully functional. I do think that there should be an option to go ahead and turn it on and off, but as you guys can see, even though some people had things to say about it being too realistic, other people are having a blast over on Tumblr and just on Twitter in general, making a new CC. But with all that, some of you guys are still growing frustrated about the infants being too realistic, and we're going to get into a couple of Simmers tweets. Someone by the name of Marticor said, okay, so far I think infants with growing together are overpowered. They have so much to do with the milestones that you need like 3 sim weeks to get it done. Nothing else in The Sims 4 is that detailed, and it creates an imbalance. I am going to get into my opinion in just a second, but another Simmer by the name of GamerChick9001 said, I've worked in a daycare and have 6 nieces and nephews. The babies in The Sims 4 are pretty realistic. Now, although I have made my fair share of opinions, I'm very curious to hear yours, and it was just interesting in general. Hearing people say that it was too realistic, at the end of the day, I do feel like, in my personal opinion, this is what we asked for. We wanted them to not be objects, and now they're not objects. I do agree that sometimes the Sims come off a little aggressive when it comes down to the infants and taking care of them, and they definitely can, turn off the autonomy, and as well fix that stretching bug update that they I don't know, some people are still having trouble with that, and I'm gonna get into that in just a second. Because if you aren't up to date, a lot of Simmers are having trouble ever since downloading the new Growing Together, as well as the infant update. Some Simmers tweeted, and I'm going to get into that right now. Emma at 561322177 said, the glitches are incredible. The baby sticks to your foot constantly, glitches out on the crib on the floor, when on the playmat, glitches underneath the parent. It's constant. Why am I shocked that yet another Sims 4 feature is utterly broken? Someone else by the name of Nolly the Core said, the Sims 4 is fundamentally a broken game. Nothing works. When you command Sims to do things, they don't do it. Actions are dropped, glitches are everywhere, AI doesn't work, etc. And while some Simmers were expressing how they felt, other Simmers took to Twitter to announce features that could also be helpful when it comes down to growing it together. Another Simmer by the name of OnlyABIDOANG said, fun fact, in The Sims 4 Get to Work, Sims who's in level 6 of the doctor career will have the ability to determine a pregnant Sims baby's gender. Now, it does have to do with the Sims 4 Get to Work, but this is also a cool feature that I didn't even know about. And if you get high level on the skill, you can also determine what the baby's gender will be. And I found that a little interesting, so there's a little hack for you guys if you do have Get to Work as well. Now, with all that being said, when it comes down to infants being too realistic, the glitches, and do you guys think that we are going to end up getting that feature back when it comes down to the loose tooth, as well as what has been going on with console and the PC and Mac update? Guys, again, there's a lot that needs to be talked about, and thank you for your patience once again for me getting this video out. I know it's been a couple of days, but I have a lot of gameplay videos that I'm going to be dropping in the next couple of days, and I'm very excited for it. I found new inspiration again, and again, I want to thank you guys so much, and each and every one of you, for just your continuous support. Again, we are on the road to 20K, and I know this sounds corny, but whether you're a silent viewer, you are commenting, you are watching my videos, you're binging them, you're sharing them to your friends, I appreciate every single one of you, and the love does not go unnoticed. Again, thank you guys all so much. We'll be doing a giveaway at 20K, and again, I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!